Something small but funny happened to me this morning. I sat down with my cup of coffee, opened my laptop, and suddenly thought, wow, this feels just like when someone asks a learner, so, how's work? And instantly, your whole brain goes quiet. No words, no English, just silence. If that has ever happened to you, you are not alone. It happens to almost every learner. Talking about work or studies in English feels surprisingly hard. But today, it's going to feel easy, light, natural, even a little fun.
Yes, fun. Because most people think explaining their job requires complicated vocabulary or formal phrases. But trust me, native speakers rarely talk like that. They don't say, my responsibilities include the coordination of. No, they say things like, work was busy, my day was long, I'm tired but okay, or school was kind of crazy. Simple words, honest feelings. That's the style we're learning today.
And honestly, this might surprise you. You don't need big words to sound confident. You just need warmth. You need one small detail and one small emotion. That's it. Because when someone asks about your job or studies, they're not testing your English. They're asking about you. They want a glimpse of your day, not a report.
Exactly. And this lesson, day 5, is all about making your English feel human, natural, calm, the real you. Whether you work in an office, study at school, stay home with your kids, manage a small business, or even if you're between jobs, you still have a daily routine. You still have responsibilities. And you can describe them in simple, friendly English that sounds warm and confident.
Before we go deeper, let me tell you a small moment that made me smile yesterday. I asked David, how's work? And he said, pretty good. A bit busy, but good. And I thought, this is the perfect model for our learners. It's short, it's honest, it has one tiny emotion, and it feels real, not robotic.
And here's a secret. People like short answers. Long answers feel heavy. Short answers feel friendly. And because they're friendly, people will naturally ask you more questions. That means more conversation practice, more English, and more confidence without pressure. So yes, short is powerful.
Now, let me ask you something. Just imagine it. Someone asks, how's work? Or how's school? What is the first sentence that appears in your mind? Don't say it out loud yet. Just imagine it. Maybe it's something like, it's okay, or a little busy, or not bad today. Good. Keep that in your mind, because by the end of today, you'll be able to turn that simple sentence into a warm, natural response that sounds confident and balanced.
And whether your day is easy or stressful, you'll be able to express yourself in clear English that feels human and calm. Not too formal, not too plain. Just right. And that's the point of this lesson. Not to teach you difficult vocabulary, but to help you describe your real life.
So stay with us. Don't go anywhere. In part 2, we're going to show you exactly how to describe what you actually do each day, your tasks, your role, your routine, using smooth, simple sentences that sound completely natural to native speakers. Let's begin. Before we dive in, I want you to picture something simple. Imagine someone sits beside you at work or school and casually asks, so, what do you do every day? Not your job title, not your major, just what you actually do. And suddenly your mind goes, everything? Nothing? I don't know. Don't worry. Today we're fixing that. Because describing your daily tasks is much easier than people think.
Yes, much easier. And here's the secret. Native speakers describe their tasks using simple actions, verbs, clear, everyday words. They say things like, I answer emails. I help customers with questions. I prepare lessons for my class. I study math for 2 hours a day. See how clean that sounds? No stress, no heavy structure. It feels natural, and people understand immediately.
And the funny thing is, learners usually know these words, but they don't know how to put them together naturally. So let's build your daily task English in a friendly way. Think of your work or your studies like a movie. Every day is full of small actions. You wake up, you prepare things, you discuss things, you complete tasks, you solve problems, you talk to people. That's what real conversations are made of.
Exactly. So let's practice with a small pattern. I plus action plus detail. For example, I write reports for my team. I help customers with questions. I prepare lessons for my class. I study math for 2 hours a day. See how clean that sounds? No stress, no heavy structure. It feels natural, and people understand immediately.
Let's try something together. I'll give you a task. You imagine the detail. Ready? I work with. Now add something. A team, a client, a teacher, a department, anything. Good. Now try this one. I check maybe emails, papers, assignments, documents. Easy, right? And when you say it out loud, it sounds like real English because it is.
Here's another trick. Use soft frequency words. They make your routine sound smooth. Words like usually, often, sometimes, every day. For example, I usually start with emails. I often help students in the afternoon. I sometimes prepare things at night. Small, natural, perfect for B1, B2 level.
And don't forget feelings. Feelings make your English warm. You can say, I usually start with emails. It's easy. Or, I check homework every day. It's a bit tiring. Or, I work with customers. It's nice. These small emotions make your English sound like you, not a textbook.
Let me give you a real example. Yesterday, my day started with meetings, 3 of them. And I said, I had 3 meetings this morning. It was a little busy. Simple, honest, clear, not stressful. And the person listening immediately understood my day.
And my day was the opposite. I started with lesson planning, and I said, I planned lessons today. It was calm and nice. Same structure, 2 different feelings, same natural English.
Now it's your turn. Think of 3 small things you did today. Not big things, small tasks. Maybe I made a presentation. I cleaned the office. I finished an assignment. I reviewed some notes. I helped a coworker. I joined a meeting. Hold those in your mind. Later, you'll turn them into a full, natural description.
And don't worry if your job feels simple or repetitive. Simple jobs create beautiful English, and repetitive tasks are actually easier to describe because the actions stay the same every day. You'll sound clear, confident, and natural.
So stay right here. In part 3, we'll show you how to talk about how you feel about your work or studies. Not just what you do, but your true reactions, your energy, and your experience. And that part is where your English will really come alive.
You know, something interesting happens when people talk about their job or their studies. They explain what they do, the tasks, the routine, but when it comes to how they feel about all of it, they suddenly become quiet, almost shy. It's true, right? Someone asks, how do you feel about your work? And people freeze. But describing your feelings is one of the easiest ways to sound natural, warm, and confident in English. And today, in part 3, we're going to make it super simple for you.
Yes, and feelings are the part that truly makes your English sound like real conversation. Think about how native speakers talk. They don't say, "My emotional reaction to my tasks is generally positive." No way. They say, "It's nice, it's tiring, it's fun, it's stressful, it's okay, not bad, pretty good, kind of boring, a bit heavy today." Short, honest, human. And these small reactions make your English feel real.
So let's start with an easy pattern. It is feeling. It's nice. It's tiring. It's stressful. It's fun. It's a little boring. It's pretty good. See, you can describe any day of your life using simple words like these. And when you add them to your task sentences, your English becomes warm and complete.
Here's a quick example. Instead of just saying, "I study accounting," you can say, "I study accounting. It's a little difficult, but interesting." Or instead of, "I help customers," you can say, "I help customers. It's sometimes stressful, but I like it." That little piece, that emotion, changes everything. It shows who you are. It shows your experience. It makes the conversation feel alive.
Let me tell you something honest. Yesterday, I told David I planned lessons today. It was calm and nice. And he answered, I had 3 meetings. It was tiring. And that tiny difference, calm versus tiring, created a whole conversation. Feelings help people connect. When you share them, the person listening understands you more. It builds trust, even in small talk.
Yes, and there are 2 magic words you can use to express your feelings without sounding too strong. A little and a bit. My homework was a little tough. My shift was a bit long. My day was a bit busy. These words soften your English and make you sound friendly, not dramatic, not negative, just honest and balanced.
Another tool, use because. It helps you explain your feelings naturally. It was tiring because we had a long meeting. It was fun because I worked with my friends. It was stressful because the deadline was today. Nothing complicated. And suddenly, your English feels real, complete, and confident.
Let's practice quietly in your mind. Think of your day today. What was one feeling you had? Maybe you felt tired. Maybe happy. Maybe busy. Maybe relaxed. Pick one feeling, just one. Now add a reason. It was busy because. It was nice because. It was stressful because. Great. See how natural that sounds?
Now, here's something important. It's completely okay if your feelings change from day to day. Don't feel pressure to sound positive all the time. You can say, it was a heavy day, or I was a little stressed. These sentences don't make you sound negative, they make you sound honest. And honesty builds better conversations.
And remember, you're not writing an essay. You're talking. So keep your sentences soft and natural. It was okay, not too bad, pretty good, a little crazy, a bit tiring. These are the real phrases people use every single day. When you use them, you sound like part of the conversation, not someone trying too hard.
So, think about your routine. Think about your feelings. Think about the moments in your day that felt good, or heavy, or funny, or calm. Hold those thoughts, because in part 4, we're going to show you how to talk about challenges, the tough parts of work or study, in a confident way that still feels warm, balanced, and completely natural. You know, challenges are funny. Sometimes they arrive loudly, like a deadline, a surprise test, a difficult customer. And sometimes they appear quietly, like when you open your laptop and think, wow, I really don't want to do this today.
Don't worry, everyone feels that. And in this part, we are going to learn how to talk about these difficult moments in simple, natural English without sounding negative or traumatic.
Yes, and here's something interesting. Native speakers talk about challenges all the time, but they keep it soft. They say things like, today was a bit heavy, or work was kind of crazy, or my class was tough. Very short, very normal, and each tiny phrase has a feeling inside it.
When you learn to speak like this, your English becomes warm and real.
Let's start with something small. Imagine your day was stressful. Instead of saying, my day was terrible, you can say, it was a little stressful today. Much softer, much more natural. And if you add one reason, it becomes even better. It was a little stressful today because we had a long meeting. See? Clear, balanced, honest.
And here's a trick many students don't know. You can describe challenges without sounding negative by using the but pattern. For example, it was busy, but I managed. It was confusing, but I learned something. It was tiring, but it's okay now. This pattern makes you sound strong, calm, and confident.
Let me tell you a quick moment from my week. Yesterday, I had to prepare 3 lessons back to back. 3. And I said, it was a bit tiring, but the students were great. That one small detail, but the students were great, changed the whole feeling. Instead of sounding stressed, it sounded balanced and human.
Yes, and I had the opposite situation. I went into a meeting thinking it would be easy, and it was not easy. So I said, the meeting was a little hard today. Simple, honest, not complaining. And the person listening immediately understood the situation. That's the beauty of natural English. You don't need big vocabulary to express big feelings.
Here's another helpful pattern. I had trouble with. I had trouble with my assignment. I had trouble with a customer today. I had trouble with the new software. You can follow it with a soft detail. But I figured it out. But I asked for help. But it's better now. You sound proactive, not defeated.
And don't forget, you're allowed to sound human. If work was exhausting, you can say, I was really tired today. If school surprised you, you can say, the class was kind of unexpected. If something confused you, you can say, I didn't understand it at first. These sentences create connection. They let people know you're just like them.
Let's do a small practice. Think of a moment this week when something felt challenging. Hold it in your mind. Now describe it in a short sentence. It was a bit, or I had trouble with, or it was stressful because. Good. Now soften it with one positive or neutral detail. But I managed. But I learned something. But it's okay now. But I handled it. Perfect. That's natural, confident English.
And remember, challenges don't make you sound weak. They make you sound real. Everyone has tough moments at school or work. When you describe them in a calm, balanced way, people understand you better, and conversations become easier.
Hold on to these patterns because in part 5, we're going to bring everything together. Your tasks, your feelings, your challenges, and help you build a full, natural description of your work or study life. Something you can say confidently, anytime, anywhere. You know, before we wrap up today, I want to slow down for a moment because everything we practiced, tasks, feelings, challenges, and positive twists suddenly makes your English feel alive. And honestly, watching learners connect these pieces always makes me smile. It feels like seeing someone unlock a new part of themselves.
Yes, and it's funny, when students finally combine all 4 elements, they often say, oh wow, that's it? That's all I needed? And yes, that's all you needed. Small pieces used naturally. You don't need big grammar. You don't need complicated words. You just need honesty, simplicity, warmth.
And guess what? Today, you actually built something beautiful. a natural way to talk about your job, your school life, your daily responsibilities, your feelings, your challenges, and your wins. That's huge. Many learners wait years before they can describe their work or study life confidently.
And you did it in one lesson. That's incredible progress. So if no one told you today, I will, you should feel proud, really proud. Because English isn't just vocabulary, it's expression. It's the confidence to say, yes, this is my life. This is my day. This is how I feel. That's real communication.
Before we finish, let's put everything together one last time, slowly. Think of a task from your day. Think of one emotion. Think of one tiny challenge. Think of one positive twist. Now, imagine you're telling a friend. Today I worked on something important. I felt a little tired, but I kept going, and now I feel good. See? Natural, warm, human.
And because this is the last part of day 5, you know I'm going to ask you something important. Are you still with us? If you are, say yes in your mind or say it out loud. And now I want you to comment below, really comment. Tell us one sentence about your work or study life today. Just one. Something like, I learned something new today. Or, my day was busy, but I finished my tasks. Or, I tried hard today and I feel good. We read every comment, every single one.
And thank you, truly, for staying all the way until the end. Not everyone does, but you did. And that means you're serious about improving. You're showing up. You're growing. That consistency is what will change your English forever.
So before we close, here's your challenge for today, your one brick. Tonight, when your day is almost done, take 30 seconds and say one sentence about your day. Out loud. Not in your head, out loud. This builds fluency faster than anything else. 30 seconds. One sentence. You can do it.
And of course, if today's lesson helped you, even a little, please remember to subscribe to Daily English Hour so you don't miss day 6. Click like, share this with a friend, and help someone else grow with you. These small actions help our channel reach more learners who need support.
Tomorrow, we'll take everything you learned today and push it one step further, giving you more natural ways to talk about responsibilities, decisions, and real-life situations at work and school. You're going to love day 6.
So, great job today, truly. Thank you for learning with us. Thank you for staying with us. And thank you for being part of this journey. We'll see you tomorrow.
Take care and keep speaking. Goodbye for now.